Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on, guys? It's Filthy and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about 3 Necro push options as I see them for Season 21. Now, I'm a casual player and this is going to be from a casual perspective, although all 3 builds are Legacy of Dreams because that's where I think you get your best bang for your buck. Now, all 3 builds are going to be really tanky, so they're going to be very easy to play. There's no squishy Necromancers here getting pounded into the dirt by anything that farts on them, so don't worry, all these builds are going to be tough. And really, 269 and Season 21 has got some really cool changes for the Necro. We can kind of mix things up. Now, I'm going to talk about the builds. I've done full guides on all of them. I'll link those guides in the description. I'll also link the D3 planners, so you can always feel free to come back here and check the information out. We'll just walk through them, talk about the advantages, maybe some disadvantages, how they pair with speed builds and all that type of thing. But before we do jump into it, I just want to welcome anyone who's new to the channel. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed Diablo 3, I've got some more guides on the way. Also, thanks for all the love and support. If anyone does want to support the channel, there is a link in the description. It's been absolutely incredible over the last couple of months, been really enjoying myself making these videos. But other than that, let's start talking about these builds. Now, we've got 3 that are all quite different. We've got 1 pet based build, we've got 1 big cooldown damage based build, we've got 1 kind of in the thick of things melee range build, so all 3 are pretty different. So let's kick us off with the first one, which is the mages. I played LOD mages last season and whilst it was really powerful, it's always hit really hard. Mages just make you really squishy. In the past you had to kind of gear everything towards damage. It's a very lopsided build and pretty much if anything touched you, you were going to proc your cheat death. And then you were probably going to die and you just had to cycle Land of the Dead, and that was kind of how the whole thing worked. Now with the reworked items we can have Simulacrum up all of the time, and that's great because it means the mages can benefit from double damage the whole way because the Singularity rune is now also tied to the Resist Volition shoulders. So we get Singularity for free, so that opens up options in terms of choosing either the Blood Mages for a physical rune or going for the Skeleton Archers, which is what we do in the speed build. Now the Resist Volition also have another layer of damage reduction on them, so we can make mages now to clear over 105, that's with about 15k main stat, no cooldown at all and really tanky. Quite fun to play them in a tanky way. It is always nice to look at the mages and see them doing the damage for you. You do feel a bit more kind of like a classic Necromancer, you get this kind of pet army with you. So this is a build that I really enjoyed making on PCR. I've always enjoyed mages. The speed build is really good as well, so this is a set that you could say augment up just 1 spec and you'd be able to speed 95s, 100s in like 3 to 5 minutes, again with about that 15k mains. That's a really nice speed build. Mages probably would also be my pick for a key farmer and a bounty farmer, so again I have made a full guide on how to do that. Mages just always have been great at key farming, always been great at speed drifting, but now that we can add in this extra toughness, I do think they are worth consideration. Maybe you want to put this together and maybe this is going to be your build for the season. Now moving us over to choice number 2, we're going to be considering Legacy of Dreams Corpse Explosion. Now Corpse Explosion has had its base damage increased, so the skill itself now hits about 3 times harder than it used to, and the main supporting item, a set of gloves, the Grasp of Essence, have also been buffed. Corpse Explosion was always a fairly decent skill for the Necro, but now it's been absolutely juiced to complete nuker levels. Now this is a damage window build, so you need Land of the Dead to do damage, you gear aggressively for cooldown, and you have about a minute in between Land of the Dead cycles. Now I always used to hate that on Necromancer because with you being so squishy, it just meant it was a really difficult time to try and stay alive in between those 1 minute damage cycles. But again, because of all these new Necro changes, we can actually make this incredibly tanky. And I mean like with 15k main stat, walking around a GR 111 with absolutely no threat of death at all. Really good healing mechanic in the build as you teleport through things and suck up loads of life. To an unbelievably tanky thing. So I can understand that the damage window might put some people off because obviously standing around just grouping enemies up or getting in position for 1 minute isn't necessarily fun for essentially a light show or firework explosion that lasts about 10 seconds. But it is very powerful and it may well be one of the top builds just in the game generally now. What I would say for the Corpse Explosion though, it does pair really well with a very nice Legacy of Dreams build for the GR95 speed farm. So again, this was at about 15k main stat and you could flatten 95s in like 2.5-3 minutes. Really fun blowing stuff up with Corpse Explosion. Now personally, this has always been my favourite way to play Corpse Explosion speed builds. That's always been something that I've liked. Plus with the starting set being Inarius, maybe it's a nice transition. You can get your Inarius, you can play Corpse Explosion, you can then move yourself off up to the Legacy of Dreams. So this is ultra tanky, goes incredibly far, and the only downside I see is you've got to gear for cooldown, which does make it a little harder to put together than the other two choices that we're talking about. But other than that, it's probably got the most fun speed build, but again, that's just totally subjective opinion. So Corpse Explosion, massive AoE damage in a 10-second window, wait for your cooldown. So again, if that's your thing, then cool. If you don't like it, well, maybe we'll move on to choice number 3. Now the third build on this list is Necromancer, so you might hear of this as Grim Scythe or Poison Scythe Necro, and basically it revolves around Grim Scythe. Now the way that the simulacrums work with the new Haunted Visions necklace is they last forever. So obviously we've made use of that in the Mages build, but we're also going to make use of that here, because another change for this is that the Grim Scythe is now castable by the simulacrums. So that means that when you activate your Grim Scythe, you get 2 simulacrums who also do the same things. You have 3 scythes. This is a huge area of effect. It scales really well with area damage, really well with attack speed, and it really does output quite a lot of damage. Now it is nice because it is a complete trash clear, so area damage is great. It means that you can just jump into massive groups of enemies and just whack them to death with your scythe. Again, it's a really tanky build. It's a really easy one to play. Lots of the changes for the Necro that all synergize really well together for this, so it is a very kind of chill push build because you're just damaging the enemies as you go. There's nothing really too much to worry about. You can pretty much put your toughness concerns to one side, just smash away with your Grim Scythe, which is nice. The one thing I would say is I haven't quite worked out how to do a speed build with this. Now don't get me wrong, you can obviously do GR level drops and do like 5-minute rifts, but with the way that the skill works, because there's nothing at range, because stuff isn't blowing up in this huge area of effect, you've got to stop to stand still to activate your scythe. You can't really damage on the move. I'm struggling to get like a 2.5-3 minute speed build for it, but the Necro does have access to lots of move speed, so there would certainly be ways. But this, if I was going to make it, I probably would look to pair with something else for doing the speed farming. So maybe an Inarius Corpse Explosion, and then on to this for the push. But again, really tanky, GR 105 plus, really capable, really easy, and a lot of fun. Now what I would say is this build also probably pairs better with the season theme than the Corpse Explosion. Quite excited to see how the season theme is going to work, because it's been completely changed since PTR. So the idea is that the more kills you make, the harder the season theme is going to hit. So every 90 seconds we're going to get a special bonus, whether it's snowballs, whether it's rainbow lightning coming out of the character, whether it's a firewall. There's going to be some kind of on-screen effect that's going to help us take down enemies. Obviously Necromancer will be complete wave and trash clear, so that will be good. You'll get lots of kills, and that will hopefully jack up the importance of the season theme. Whereas Corpse Explosion, because you're bursting those elites and you're elite sniping and just damaging in those small windows, maybe the season theme won't hit as hard. Now it may well be the case that the season theme is like a wet noodle, hits like a pillow anyway. Hopefully speaking, it hits like a sledgehammer, in which case that would make Necromancer maybe even better on season than Corpse Explosion, but obviously that's just a bit of speculation, we'll have to see. But they are the 3 builds that I would pretty much be thinking about putting together and getting augmented up. Now if I was going to roll Necro, which I'm still undecided, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that, or Demon Hunter, I probably would go Inarius Corpse Explosion, Legacy of Dreams Corpse Explosion, and then I probably would just about get myself set up on Necromancer. So they'd be like the kind of 3 things that I'd be going through. I'd be looking to get my augments done. There are some crossover pieces I think between the 2 builds, so there are a couple items you can use for both, but yeah, that's probably what I'd do, probably do Necromancer. But that's it guys, season starts on Friday, really excited. Just remember, don't do your challenge rift, please don't do it until after the season start. Other than that guys, that's pretty much it from me today. I will see you in season 21. I hope you're staying safe, I hope you're enjoying the content. We're back with some more videos just as soon as I can. Take it easy guys, peace.